I bought a second-hand 2013 Honda City for a reasonable price. Now, let's buy car accessories online and install it in my sweet ride. Then, let's see if what we bought online is a hashtag coolboy accessories. Let's go! Hello, cool boys! For today's accessories, we have two sets of tin wraps. On my left, we have 10% shade, and on my right, we have a matte black shade. Maybe you're wondering why is it too small for a window tint? Well, because we are not going to use this for a window, we are going to cover our tail lights. As you can see, we have two sets of tint wraps. On my left, this is the 10%. And see the light in the center. This one, it doesn't really block it, so it's like a simple window tint, so it doesn't really look really good. However, if you look on my right, this one looks really nice. See? It instantly covers the light. So this one will look really nice in our tail light. So I'm gonna go with this tint wrap. So before we proceed, I have a trivia for you. Early vehicles use fuel lamps to power their tail lights. So imagine driving around with a fuel lamp as a tail light. Then, in 1908, they started to use dynamo to power up a tail light. Then fast forward into the future, we now have this kick-ass tail lights. So with that said, let's accessorize our tail light. For this install, I'm gonna start with some pliers and some screwdrivers because I need to remove my tail light in order for me to properly put a tint on it. Since I'm using a Honda City 2013, there are 3 screws here, here, and here in order for me to have access to my tail light. On my left hand side, I have already removed the said screws. So if you pull this down, you will have access to your tail light. In a 2013 Honda City, there are 4 lights. So you have to carefully remove those lights. That is 2. This is 3. Oh, be careful. And the other one is a bit tricky. Let me do it. 4. So you have to carefully remove the lights so that you'll have access to remove your tail lights. So in removing your tail light, there are 3 nuts. One over here, one over there, and finally one over here. So we have to remove those nuts in order for us to remove the tail light. For this installation, you need a water inside a spray bottle and a cloth because you need to thoroughly clean your headlights. You don't want any particles in your headlight because that will be in between the film and the headlight itself, so it has to be clean. Next, what you need is a heat gun. Heat gun is used so that we can smooth out any bumps on it. All right. And another thing you need is a squeegee. This one I bought like for 10 or 15 ringgit. So you need this, even though it came with a squeegee. So I like this one because it has this soft cloth at the edge of it, so we don't damage the film itself. First step is you must clean the tail light because we don't want any dirt particles as we apply the tint into the tail light. Next step is to apply some water into the tail light. We are doing this so that when we put the tint into the tail light and we need to do some adjustments, we can easily peel the tint off. When applying the tint, do not rush this process because if you do, it will ruin your project.
just like what happened to my left tail light. I was trying to rush it, so I ended up with some bad stretch marks that caused some white markings on the tint. So I guess for this one, I need to redo it, but for the meantime, this will do. As you can see, I tried to peel the tint back because I noticed there are some bubbles forming up. So if this happens, it's better if you pull the tint back and then reapply the tint slowly, as you can see here, because this one will guarantee you that there will be no bubbles left between the tint and the tail light. So it's better this way rather than applying heat gun. So this technique is much more effective and much more cleaner. When using a heat gun, don't let it stay for more than a second because it will damage your tint. As you can see, I am applying the tint slowly and making sure there's no bubbles in between the tint and the tail light. And this is a tedious process, so you have to be very patient.
Cover them up so you don't see beyond the mask. My world's a dying star. Falling for you has buried me in smoke and ash. In smoke and ash. Take me to the ending of the story. I'll see you in the morning when I wake.
For this install, I have to be honest, it was very challenging because it has been quite some time since I did some wrapping. Installation time took me, let's say, 2 hours. Okay, 3. To be honest, that's quite some long time. The price for each tint is 8 ringgit, so 2 of them 16 ringgit. It's a good price, a good bargain. So for this is my left tail light. This was my first try. On the left side portion here, you will see some white markings there. So this is the part where I did some stretching, which should not be. Alright. And then here, you'll also see some stretch marks there. So that's my left side. And on my right side, I'm proud of this. This one, you will see some good finish. Some bubbles, but that's less distraction. Right side here, still good. And the challenging part is this top part here, the upper right portion, because this is curved, so you have to do some heat gun tricks here. Finish was maybe 8 out of 10. Still, it's good. So this one, I need to learn some tricks on how to do some curves for this wrappings. So with that, I'm so happy with this, and for this install I'm gonna give this an okay. And this is a certified cool boy accessories. So don't forget to watch my other videos, like and subscribe. Keep safe and stay at home.